Onchocerca volvulus, which causes river blindness or onchocerciasis, is found in parts of Latin America, Yemen, and 31 African countries. People that are at risk of developing this disease live in the areas where black flies are common. Black flies are the vector for this disease, for the nematode Onchocerca volvulus. So agricultural areas and rivers are where these flies are around. According to the CDC, people need to get bitten more than once in order for them to acquire it. So people living around these areas for long periods of time have a higher incidence. According to the World Health Organization, around 18 million people have this disease, and 99% of these live in African countries. Onchocerciasis is considered a neglected tropical disease. The infection of this disease is caused by the transmission of the nematode from the fly to the human host, and this happens by biting. Once the nematode goes into the human body, it spreads and forms what is called a nodule. Nodules are sacs that are formed around the nematode that arise from an encounter between the human immune system and the nematode. And this prevents the immune system from attacking further. This organism is very interesting because it has a very long life. Females can reproduce for over 9 years. The end effect of the disease is seen as nodules or skin lesions, a loss of elasticity, and ultimately river blindness. And some argue that death can be caused as well. There is a study that revealed that a small percentage of people have died from this disease, and not directly river blindness, but overpopulation of Onchocerca volvulus. And this makes sense because the nematode feeds on your nutrients, so an overpopulation of this nematode will cause then malnutrition and other complications. River blindness is caused by the toxicity of the death of the nematode, but not only that. The nematode contains a mutualistic endosymbiont called Wolbachia. These bacteria, when they are released after the nematode dies, are very toxic, and the body's response ends in complete blindness, which is known as river blindness. So here is a picture of a nodule on the head of a child. And here is a picture of the different stages of river blindness. Now, treatment for this disease, the best one is an antihelmintic called ivermectin, and it is used to prevent river blindness from appearing, usually administered to people that show symptoms before this happens, because once river blindness happens, well, it's a little bit hard to come back from complete blindness. Recently, new research has found a gene that codes for the enzyme glutathione S transferase, and this is very important because finding differences in the DNA of very common, alike species is very difficult. So this was compared to another Onchocerca, which is called Onchocerca ochenji, and it was found that it has one copy of the gene, while Onchocerca volvulus contains 2. This is important because it makes it easier to diagnose and then treat with ivermectin on another drug. And this diagnosis takes only 1 hour, so it could potentially make a very big difference. Efforts to control this disease, as of 2002, have been very successful. It's been treated in around 11 countries and almost destroyed. This has been done by the Onchocerciasis Control Program and the World Health Organization, and now other programs are also working on it in different countries, Latin America and Yemen and other parts of Africa. There are concerns for resistance, but there is no evidence that suggests that Onchocerca volvulus has become resistant to the treatment. And overall, this disease is very interesting and it is very ruthless for areas that lack of resources. So here are the references, and thank you.